Yes. All right. Good evening, everybody. Tonight is Monday, so that means it's another episode of Small Biz Highlight. I am Tiffany. I am your host. Thank you for joining us. If it is your first time joining us, Small Biz Highlight in a nutshell is just my way of giving back to my community of small business owners, being a small business owner myself, giving them the opportunity to not only, showcase what their business is and what products they have, but showcase them as an individual so that you know who you're supporting, not just the business, but the person themselves. So, like I said, we are here every Monday night, 6 p.m. If you have a local business that you would think would be interested in getting on here for one episode, please have them reach out to me. Would love to have them on. Tonight, we are featuring Miss Jeri Culbertson. She is the owner of Naturally Gifted by Jeri. So I first always like to focus on who the person is as a human being, as a mom, as a parent, as a family member, what have you. Where are you from? Who are you? Where, and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm from Elizabethtown, which is, I've lived here all my life, except when I was a teenager, I moved away for a little bit, but I'm from Elizabethtown. My husband and I, who I've been married to for 25, going on 26 years. We're both, have ties in the community. We have a lot of friends and family here. We've, seen a lot of change in Elizabethtown. So we love it. We just like, we like the community setting. And I'm a small business owner. I'm excited to have just celebrated my 1-year anniversary. It was exciting. Trying to think what, I'm not sure what all else to share.
Okay. Your anniversary, that's like in a shop setting, correct?
Yes.
That is so exciting. Brick and mortar, whatever the term is.
Yeah, brick and mortar, they say. Yes, what a crazy year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Even through the COVID stuff, you were able to survive. Yes?
Yes, as my husband said, when I decided to open the store and people were like, oh, I hope you make it. I said, I'm not going anywhere. He said, once I put my mind to something, there's no, there's no getting me off track. So that was, when that hit, I was like, well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here.
Oh, that is so great. I'm so glad for you because, there's so many small businesses that weren't able to do much or able to survive the shutdown and whatnot. Yeah. So I am so grateful to you. Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so you've always lived in PA? Are you from the area?
Yes, from Elizabethtown. I was born in Lancaster, but we lived in, my husband and I have both lived in Elizabethtown, our whole lives, basically. So that's why I'm like, we're lifers.
Oh, that's great. Okay. A local girl. Love it. Yeah. So not just a small business, but you're local.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So why don't you tell us exactly what Naturally Gifted by Jeri is all about?
Okay, well, I would love to. It was a dream of mine. I a couple years ago when I knew there was more, and I just had this vision of a shop that with all my favorite things like essential oils and crystals, books, handcrafted jewelry and art. And so I don't know if you're familiar with SCORE from Lancaster. They help small businesses or people who want to have small businesses kind of get started, try to mentor them. And they gave me ideas of how to move forward. So I was researching different stores and things and happened to befriend a store in Columbia, which was called A Natural Approach. And lo and behold, I was actually able to buy that store and make it my own and bring it to Elizabethtown, because that was the other part, not just having my own store, but I wanted it in my hometown, because I just knew that it just spoke to me that Elizabethtown needed some, and from being from here, we've never had a store like this that had crystals and oils, and so it's a bit of an all natural, holistic, spiritual shop as well. So we do all kinds of neat workshops. I have a busy week this week. We have a workshop tomorrow, which is called On a Clear Day. It's got some guided meditation, some information about crystals, and I have a friend who wrote a book. She's an energy intuitive artist.
Oh, wow.
She talks about how she used art therapy to heal herself and for healing in general, and color and everything. So that's tomorrow. And then Thursday, I have an astrology workshop, which talks about just how to kind of navigate the upcoming months with astrology. And then Saturday, there's a community-wide event called Fair on the Square. So we're just really excited. This is a lot going on this week.
Oh, but that's a good thing compared
to
the shutdown when you were just sitting around, right?
Yeah. Well, and when I was shut down, I was making things for the store. Like I wrap crystals, I do wood burning, made candles. Because I thought when I had the store, when it was open, I didn't always have the time to make those things. So I thought, well, I have the time now, so might as well do it. So I was and I love creating things. I love making things, and just that whole art side of it is just a passion of mine. So I thought, well, might as well make good use of it.
Now, I've heard of essential oils before and whatnot. What kind of benefits do crystals give, or are they just for decoration?
You can use, people ask me that a lot, and you can use them either way. A lot of times now I work with them, I meditate with them. I make what you call crystal grids, which is kind of putting them in a particular pattern, and that kind of amplifies and enhances energies of the stones. Because it is scientifically proven that crystals emit a frequency. It's through their energy. And so that frequency can work with you in many different ways, like spiritual ways, emotional ways, physical ways. So that's and you can just sit them on a desk and look at them, because they are very pretty too. So, which is what originally drew me into crystals, was I just think they're absolutely beautiful. So, I mean, when you look at a raw crystal, it just comes out of the earth like that. And you think of, what conditions it took for the earth to create this beautiful stone.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like people. I mean, we undergo so many, trials and tribulations, but yet we're all beautiful. We all have value. We all have, so it's just, the way they speak to you. So it's just, you can use them however you want. You can wear them, which makes them versatile. So.
Oh, wow. Well, I had no clue. I just always thought they were decoration and whatnot. That is so cool to find out. I love learning new things.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
All right. So I was checking out your website and saw you even I think I saw soaps and stuff too on your website.
Yes, I have. So I carry a line. It's called Basic Earth Essentials. And that's my essential oils, soaps, lotions. I have pet care products. I have a variety of different blends, and they're 100% all natural. So there's no synthetic chemicals, fragrances, dyes, or animal byproducts. With one tiny exception, there is a milk and honey soap, and they're both animal byproducts. Because my friend who develops them and makes them is a vegan. So when people ask me that, I'm like, yes, I can say that it is vegan. And their stuff is amazing. It's like washing your hands with silk. I love them. It's just, and everybody's washing their hands so much. It really helps it, with, because again, they use essential oils, not fragrance oils. and they have, like a coconut oil base and hemp seed oil base, and they're very nourishing for your skin. I just love them. I don't have so many of them too.
Oh, wow. They sound amazing. Did you say you make them? Or
yeah, I have a friend that makes them. That's, he is a couple. The Michael Loster is a master, if I say this right, master herbalist, clinical essential oil therapist. So he really does a lot of research and stuff when he's putting products together. And then his partner, Stephen Jarvis, is the marketer and my astrologer friend who is coming to do my workshop on Thursday.
Oh, wow. And astrology, you mean like zodiac signs and stuff like that? Yeah. Or stars in general?
Zodiac signs. See, he'll be working with people's charts and with the upcoming, because if you hear a lot, sometimes people say, oh, Mercury's in retrograde and, Uranus is in retrograde. So it just talks about the movement of the planets and how that can affect certain astrology signs and people, So it's very interesting. It's very fascinating to me.
What does that actually mean? That's probably totally off topic, but what does a planet in retrograde actually mean?
So let me see if I can remember this correctly. So when a planet is direct, it just looks like it's just moving, in a straight line, say. And there are certain points in time when it looks like when it's still moving forward, but it looks like it's moving backward. So that's why they call it retrograde. So when you were to look in the sky, like, in ancient cultures, they would look and it would see like it would appear to be moving backwards. So that's why they call it retrograde. And it's just kind of a trick of the eye, the way the rotation of the planet is, that when it's moving through the universe. So I don't have an exact definition, because I know Stephen's probably like, well, I won't do the best I can. But it does affect the energies of the planet. And so when people say like Mercury's in retrograde, there is oftentimes issues with like technology, or just things just kind of seem wonky. And and this year we're actually 7 of the 9 planets are in retrograde. So it's a good time to reevaluate, the way things are moving with the particular issues that you might be dealing with. So it's retrograde is just to like reevaluate your perception of the things that are happening for you, and always find the positive. That's always always a goal of mine.
I was about to say, because usually when I hear somebody refer to a planet being, it's usually Mercury. I always heard Mercury's in retrograde. It always sounds like they're so negative about it, like, oh gosh, it's in retrograde, or using it as an excuse for like something going wrong. Oh God, Mercury's in retrograde. This is why this is happening.
It does make for some challenges. So yeah, I mean, because I'm guilty of it too. When something happens, I'm like, Mercury must be in retrograde again. Yeah, because it does. It's
so interesting.
Oh, I know. That's why I love, again, being able to have my shop and being able to have workshops and bringing that to people. That's what I love, is being able to make those connections and introducing that to people. I love that part.
What would you say your favorite product on your website would be, if you had to pick one?
That's a hard one.
Oh, come on.
Just one, or like a class? Because if I were I'd say like.
Okay. How about your favorite group of products?
Okay. Well, then I would say probably the essential oils, because I've been using essential oils for, I think, close to 20 years. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I use them every day, mostly topically just for health and wellness. They help me with my migraines. They help me with like tension. And if I've got like some digestive issues, it helps calm your stomach. And again, I use them topically or for diffuser. And I also have a blend that I have a kitten. He was my crazy cat that I got over quarantine, and he's quite rambunctious. So I have again, I have a pet care line, and Michael has a product developed for cats. It's called Calm Cat, and that stuff is amazing. So that's probably my next second favorite, because every time he starts acting up, I just go get it, and I'm like, there you go, and he'll just look at me like, okay, this is all right. And then he calms down for about 15-20 minutes, and then something else gets. But so I would say the essential oils are, because I use them the most, but then there's essential oils in my whole line, so that
I know it kind of like blends all together into everything.
Exactly.
I love looking at the jewelry, and I think I saw dream catchers too.
Oh yes. I have a good friend that she makes those. I have some beautiful handcrafted items in the store. The dream catchers, she just makes them out of like different things she finds and scrap stuff and puts them together. And she happened to come into the store shortly after I opened, and we got to talking, and she said she makes them, and I was like, oh, would you be interested in bringing some in? And so that's how I happen to find a lot of, is just making that connection and talking with people as they come in and finding out who they are. And with the jewelry I have, there's some beautiful handcrafted pieces, which these earrings were from.
Pretty.
Thank you. Her name is Amy Gregory. She calls herself the Bead Girl. She does some beautiful, and B as in BEE, but also beads,
Okay.
She does some beautiful earrings and bracelets and anklets and stuff. And so it's just, I love being able to lift up the local artists too, because they're also from Elizabethtown. So I love that part, is being able to lift up and support local artists and just sharing that with everybody.
Wow, I think that's amazing. So you don't just own your own business. You're helping other small business people be featured in your business as well.
Yes, I guess that would be a way to.
You're like Elizabethtown in a store.
Yes. I mean, there are a couple other people. There's one gentleman, he makes bottle lights, and now he happened to be in the he's friends of a friend in Elizabethtown, and he brought some in because he takes like, liquor bottles or wine bottles, and he puts lights in them, and they're beautiful.
I've seen those kinds before. They're so pretty.
Yes. And he'll use different colored lights, and I love, like, so these people bring these beautiful pieces in, and I just feel like honored to be surrounded with their beautiful pieces. I'm just, like I said, when I walk in, it's my happy place, and I see all these great creations, and it's a great, I love going to the store.
Wow. So you are open now, right? Even due to even with but following restrictions, what kind of methods are you using to make sure that people are safe that come shopping with you?
Well, I have I clean the areas and everything. Now I do have people that do come in that aren't always able to wear masks, but I do request them. But when people come in and they aren't able to wear them, I'm not going to turn them away. If they need a mask, I have some that I can give to them. I'm more than happy to give someone a mask if they need one. But the cleaning, the sanitizing, and it's a small store, so there's social distancing is kind of the norm, because there's usually only one or two people in there at a time. So it's not like you're on top of everybody. So and I do, again, use my diffuser where I use an antibacterial antiviral blend to kind of help keep the air clean. And I don't know if you're familiar with smudging. It's
No.
smudging is a stick of dried sage, and it again is scientifically proven to kill airborne bacteria. So when you light the sage, and it'll smolder, and then I just will walk around the store, and so on a physical level, it helps kill airborne bacteria and germs. On a spiritual level, it's used to clean energies. So it'll like a lot of people use it for cleansing rituals, and it'll clear out
I have heard of that before.
Yeah. So it's called smudging. So I will do that often too, and it's just some of those things that I like to bring in, and again, just kind of lift up and put that positive energy into the store.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Good. Are there any services that you provide that people would need like an appointment to come see you?
I do. Yes, I do Mondays and Tuesdays by appointment. So I'm closed, but if someone wants to come shopping and is more comfortable with it just being like a private thing, then they can make an appointment Monday or Tuesday, and I'll come in, and it's just them. And then, everything's just, they don't have to worry about someone coming in or anything. So I do by appointment, and even during shutdown, I was doing like curbside. So if someone would message or call, they would say, "Oh, do you have this?" I'm like, "Yes." And so I would say, I can ring it up, and then I could go to my store, and then I have a little like mailbox on the outside. So if they didn't want to come in, I would just wait for them to show up, stick it in the mailbox, and then they can get it. And so that's another, and I did a lot of that during the shutdown. So
that was creative. That was good. Yeah,
I don't have an online shop, which will be probably down the road, because my main interest was brick and mortar.
Oh, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, so that was like, okay, well, how are we going to do this now?
It's getting ready. Gonna have to start.
I know. And I'm still very much a people person. So that's why I was like, well, let's see how that goes.
Well, you can still have both. There's plenty of businesses that have like the online stores, but still have the brick and mortar to have that people interaction.
Right. And
the online store, you'd be able to reach a lot more people than just Elizabethtown.
I know. And that's what they're like, you need to do it. And I'm like, I know, I'm working on it. And my friend Steven, my astrologer friend Steven, who also built my website, and he, is kind of, been working with him on getting that in place. So
okay.
Down the road, it'll happen.
You have to let me know so that I can make sure I post it on the Small Biz Highlight page that you're open online for business now too.
Oh, thank you. I will absolutely do that.
Yeah, because, I definitely love keeping up with the businesses that I interview to make sure that if something's going on or they have like a special going on, I'll post it on my page too, so that anybody who likes the page or is following the page can also be alerted to what's going on with you, because you never know if somebody out there might be interested, so why not?
Yeah. Right? Exactly. And that's what I've had people. I'm like, oh, I need to get it so I can shop. I was like, oh, just tell me what you want. I can ship it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So I want to thank you very much for taking the time to be here with me tonight. I, definitely, like I said, I love getting on here on the computer and highlighting small businesses. Especially, this is kind of exciting that you have your brick and mortar business and it's your 1 year anniversary. Like, you just survived your 1 year anniversary. That's a big deal. A lot of businesses can't survive their first year, let alone through COVID. So you're my hero.
Oh, thank you. I know. That's why I was like, wow, it's a heck of a first year. And It's definitely going down in the books for sure. I know, and people are like, oh, that's, amazing. Just because I was just thinking like, yeah, just get my first year in. And then when that all hit, and I was like, well, all right. But again, like I said, I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not. I had already that was already my mindset. So that's why I was like, I'm so glad to, still be here. And thank you so much. Because one of the things I loved when I would get on Facebook and send a couple of the pages and seeing your offer, and I was like, yes, making those connections. I was just so excited about that when I was like, yay.
I actually had a couple people that, were interested, ask me if I was sure I wasn't charging anybody for this. And I was that was never my intention.
I didn't even think, because I was just like, I didn't even think to ask that.
No, I don't know if I guess there's other websites that do that too. Like they'll interview you, charge you for it. I want to put that out there. That is never my intention, and I have no intention of ever doing that in the future. My goal with this page is simply to give small businesses their opportunity to let the world know they exist. And anybody that my page touches, which hopefully it's more and more people as I progress through here. Like I said, you're only episode number 13 for me, so I'm still fairly new at this, still fairly getting myself out there. But I am so excited for the people that have taken the time to follow the page, to like the page, like the videos. If you're joining us live, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate the support, and I'm sure Jeri does too.
Yes, more for her than me. Yes, exactly.
Your support is great. If you're joining us live, feel free to leave a comment. If you're joining us and it's on the replay, please let us know by putting hashtag replay in the comments. We'd love to know you were here watching us. If you like what you've seen, you want to help spread the word about Jeri, please like, share as many times as you would like this video everywhere possible. Help spread the word so that when she does get her website going for sales, then she'll hit the ground running with no issues.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. So thank you again, Jeri, for the time that you took out of your busy schedule. Good luck with everything this week. And I think that's where I'm going to be signing off for the night. Thank you again, everybody, and good evening.
Bye.